Pay attention, creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Hip, Poopy Square. The Playable Characters Podcast. Well, hey, everybody out there in Playable Characters Podcast land. This is the Playable Characters Podcast.
P, and then a C,
And then...
followed immediately by another P.
That's right, Playable Characters Podcast. Episode 39,000, we're here. Thank you guys for tuning in over the decades to the best podcast in the world about video games. Hey, to my left,
I think we're the second best. We're behind. Mario started his own podcast. It's not out yet, but it's probably going to overtake us.
Yeah, it's already... The pre-order's already made it number one.
Oh, well, people need to know where we sit, though.
That's true.
It's very important.
That's right. And who is to my left?
To your left is Calvin Cato.
Yeah, we got rid of Calvin S. Cato.
I know, we did. The S was just a little obsolete, so now it's just CC.
Yes.
The S is for shame.
And next to him, we have none other than...
Al Patel, always to the left of the left.
Yeah, most of the time.
Most of the time to the left of the left.
We are the Triforce of podcasters. And let's just dive into it. I'm so excited to have these guys with us today. And again, we get the best guests, I have to say, of any podcast that interviews video game characters.
Yeah, we have about 6 people working, constantly contacting
nonstop
different characters and people in the industry.
Yeah, they're in Underworld, they're in Netherrealm, they're in Mushroom Kingdom. They're trying to find guests.
They're mostly in China. That's why there's such low pay. But they're making phone calls for us.
Is that his name, Low Pay?
Low pay in China. Low pay, who's paid very lowly.
Yeah. So
don't talk unless I give you the mic.
Right, wow, the S really is some shame. Okay.
I'll be Calvin to share the mic because we have 2 guests with us today, which is it's going to be exciting.
How would you describe these guests?
Yeah. Okay. So have you guys heard of the game The Legend of Zelda? I believe so. Obviously, the most popular franchise.
Have you heard of it, Calvin?
In history.
Yeah, I think so. The S actually stands for Zelda. I don't know if you know that.
Zelda. So here we go. We have. I mean, you guys will probably recognize them. They're in 2 different games, I guess. One from the very first game. Is we can let them introduce themselves. They're the merchants that you find pretty often throughout your travels in Hyrule.
Yeah.
Let's just bring them in and they can introduce themselves.
How are you doing, guys? Unfortunately, Lopez didn't write your names on this sheet here,
Yeah,
so I'll talk to him about it.
So welcome to the podcast, guys.
Hi, thanks. Hello.
Hey.
Merchant will do.
And okay,
Just merchant.
Just merchant?
So you're just merchant and...
Beedle. My name's Beedle.
Beedle. We know
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi, Beedle. Hi, Merchant. How are you guys?
Great.
Hello.
You're always in a great mood, Beedle.
Well, okay.
he's got some good... he has great stuff to sell, as we all know.
Yeah.
You are, well, my reputation precedes me, which is great.
Yeah. Now, Beedle, what was your...
Okay.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll get to merchant in a second here. So, Beedle, your first game was... Which one was it? Were you...
I first appeared in Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Yes.
The Waking of the Winds.
Yes, it was the first time I was a young merchant man, and I decided to follow in my father's footsteps and become a minstrel, but no one liked the songs that I wrote. So,
Yeah, so there you go.
got myself a boat, bought a bunch of stuff, sold it for a higher price than I acquired it for,
Boom.
and there, boom, I'm a merchant.
There you go. And speaking of merchant, you just go by merchant? Should we call you merch?
Merchant's fine.
It's just merchant, okay.
Merchant is fine.
Yeah.
Hello, Beedle.
Hello, you are fine, by the way. Just gonna reaffirm.
Thank you, Beedle.
There's a weird vibe between these two.
Are you
here.
guys part of some sort of a trade organization in
union?
Hyrule? You don't know each other from
merchant
the merchants,
union?
guild or something?
Back in the day, it was just me.
Yeah.
Just in caves, in my cave.
Yeah.
You had multiple caves? There was like a franchise?
I would have multiple
That was you in
caves.
every cave? Okay.
I guess that was the extent of the network back in your days. Yeah. No, I am an independent contractor, pro-union, sure, but not really in an organization right
Gotcha.
now.
Okay.
Wait,
So-
merchant, are you also pro-union? We just like, we're pretty political on this podcast, so we like to know.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Great.
I do my own work.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't
All right.
need help of a backing union.
Oh, interesting.
So, Merchant, what led you to become a merchant?
Well, I
His
had
name?
I have these 3 items that I had handed down to me from my father. Though he was a merchant also.
Okay.
Wait, so your father wasn't able to sell these, and then so he had to hand them down
He
to
just
you?
has
to sell?
3 things he's trying to get rid of.
He had a shield with a cross on it.
Yeah.
Very popular item for this young girl that used to come in.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had a key
Uh-huh.
and he had a blue candle.
Yeah. That's right.
And I sold those.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mostly to this young woman that came in.
Okay. Why are you in a cave? How come you didn't have like a storefront? I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah, I don't need all that.
no.
I don't need all those
I can
lights
attest
and mirrors
to that.
and
Certainly not. No,
Nah,
you know, wherever your wares are is your shop. You know, that's how I treat. I've had a couple of different of storefronts in my life. You
You
know,
had a flying boat.
I had
right?
I had a sailing boat, and
Yeah.
then that part of my life fell apart. And then I had a flying boat, you know, and that part of my life fell apart
Yeah.
again, much more painfully than the first time. But you know, still popping along, beetling, and now I just kind of live outside.
You just
I live outside. I hang out by the stables.
In a sense, no offense, but
None taken, preemptively.
but you're sort of homeless now. I mean, it seems like you were.
Sort of. No qualifiers, friend. I don't have a place to go at night.
but still in great spirits.
Yeah. How do you stay so positive? It seems like you were flying in the sky in a ship. I mean, like
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm sleeping where horses shit.
Yeah, basically.
What happened? How did it come from that to that? Like,
Oh God.
did Link have something to do with that?
Did Link is a beacon in a life otherwise that is lived amongst the dregs of society. No,
you're-
Link is always good for a trade. He brings me beetles. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a bit of a beetle nut,
Yeah.
both insect and band.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, love them. Just got the pun a couple of months ago. I'm telling everybody, you know it was a pun? Beetles?
I didn't.
Well, there's a third kind of beetle. It's like a beetle nut.
Right.
Yeah. Are you into that too?
No, I'm more of a... I'm more of a
More of a wall or chestnut.
no, well,
kind of
because
thing.
it's not as neat of a comparison. I'm more of a Karak guy, personally.
Okay, interesting.
Karak seeds. But yeah, no, things. I had the flying ship. You know, things were good with Skyward Sword days.
Yeah.
You know, you make some choices in life, and some of the choices you make with the head you got on your shoulders, and some of the choices you make in this life, you make with the head between your legs, and it's not.
So it was a woman
It was a woman.
or a man. I'm not sure.
No,
which
you
way.
read me right, friend.
Yeah, I sure did.
Glad I'm giving off the right vibes. Not that I'm a firm one side of the Kinsey scale or other. Your boy Beedle has a pretty fluid definition of sexuality.
Interesting.
Oh, that's very, very.
Okay, that's good.
But yeah, I fall in love. I fall in love, and I am a traditionalist in a lot of ways. So I want to put a ring on it, and I do, and we get married, and then
I can sell you a ring.
no.
It'll turn you red.
Okay, well I'm listening.
It costs 250 rupees.
Oh my god,
Pricey. It's pricey.
You have to come to my cave and get it. I don't bring my store with me like some
250
people.
rupees.
Actually, I'm curious, Merchant, where do you live? What's your home life like?
I live in a cave.
Oh, that's store / home.
I don't leave the cave. One of my shops has a secret entrance guarded by an Armos.
Ooh, careful! Don't give it away. Go on. I'm sorry.
I got a feeling there's a bad vibe between these two.
Are you kidding me?
That's a good
I mean,
vibe.
Beedle seems to like him. I'm not sure if Merchant really appreciates
No,
Beedle.
Merchant, just let him talk. His personality reveals itself. We got to know each other pretty well in the green room. Go ahead.
That's good.
Do you want to buy that ring?
Yeah.
I used to say,
Look,
all
I'll
business.
buy
buy
it.
something,
He's all-
will ya?
Right. Oh yeah, that was you.
That's the slogan.
That's all
Buy
you
something,
needed.
will ya?
That's
Yeah.
all you needed back then.
He's all business, right to the point.
You
Nowadays,
you didn't have to sail to somebody.
I've done that. In
You
my
didn't
life.
have to pedal a flying air balloon.
Lord, have I done that in my life?
Flying. Wait. So okay.
People would come to you.
I should have just been squatting in a cave all this time.
This young lady bought
So
all
much
of my
wisdom.
wares.
You think? I think you're talking about Link. Are you talking about Link?
Yes, her name was Link.
Like a blonde lady.
Oh dear, I'm
Yes.
realizing what's happening.
That's
here.
a
thinks-
man. Yeah,
yeah, it's actually
That's
a young
a
boy.
It's a boy, really.
long-haired chap, a boy.
Yeah.
definitely a boy.
Link's a boy.
Link
Link's
is a
a boy.
boy.
In the sense of like a Pinocchio boy, where it's mostly played by women, but like he's kind of that
Oh,
kind
right.
of boy. Yeah.
It's an elf kind
this
of.
is-
It's confusing because his shirt's kind of long and it's belted weird, so it looks like a skirt. But
He has feminine features.
He sure does.
That he does.
Yeah.
To your defense.
It's all coming together, though. It makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, I owe him some apologies.
Really? Well, were there any situations where you made a real faux pas? I'm a little bit of a collector of these kinds of things.
Yeah.
I don't think we should get into this.
No. We want to know, what are you apologizing for?
Specifically,
Yeah.
Did you say something?
Did you perhaps do something untoward?
I might have made some insinuations.
Okay.
Oh man, that's common nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah, in this climate.
That's
When all this stuff with Ganon came out, I got back to asking myself, have I ever made someone feel uncomfortable?
I know.
And I kept thinking about that young lady. which
But
you're now
now-
telling me was a young man.
Right,
Oh,
so
yes.
kind of a little bit of a conscious scrub there, I guess.
Oh, Hylia, what do I do?
You know what? Link doesn't talk much. I think you might be okay.
Shoot.
He grunted a lot.
Hold on. Let's not walk past that. What was happening during this grunting? Can we?
No, they were like, I would be like, buy something, will ya? That was my slogan.
Right,
And
yeah.
I'd be like, buy something, will ya? And he would just, yeah. That
Oh,
was,
okay.
That
Oh,
was the
right,
sound.
yeah, not much of a talker.
And then he just stopped coming around.
Well, do you think that has something to do with your shoplifting policies? Because you were very violent, if I remember. If you walk out without,
I would
paying.
shoot fireballs at
Yeah.
you if you shoplifted. But what do you expect? I'm a one man merchant.
And to be
Right.
fair, I've
Okay.
heard a lot of good things about the Sloman's Fireball.
Thank you. Thank you. Very protective.
I mean, it's
I
quite,
stand by it 100%.
it is quite secure, but I mean, have you ever thought about, just a lesser crime or maybe getting the Gerudo involved? I'm just.
Don't get me started on the Gerudos.
Oh, whoa.
You have just uncorked a Pandora's box.
Which
my
one?
friend.
Which one of the Gerudos again?
They live in the desert.
The all female ones. Oh, is it because you're Vo? Is that
Sorry,
why you're
I
so
am-
anti?
Look, I tried to go sell stuff in their town.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own merchants.
Lovely guys.
But yes,
very
I
well.
would- they
They're
kept-
lovely Vi. They're lovely Vis.
They kept calling me Vo, and they wouldn't let me into the town. So I went north
Yeah.
to the rock people.
Yeah.
Where the Gories,
the Gorons.
the Gorons.
You're so close to getting all of these.
They have their own stores too. Everything is rock based.
Yeah.
So are you just a Hylian only merchant?
It's very niche.
Yes.
And don't you feel like you could reach out maybe? I mean, there's still, the Ruto, if you want to.
The Ritos.
Ritos. Or
I know that
And you could
names.
dabble in the fish or the bird
Those,
folk.
those
I mean,
bird people.
bird people or fish people.
Yep.
I thought I knew a lot.
Have you thought about those? Or
I have, but they have their own merchants, and it seems like Link is going. He wants to buy from people who make the products, not from people who just upmarket.
The
Yeah.
third party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is there so much racial segregation in Hyrule? Like everybody, it seems like you can only sell to your own race.
You stay over here. You stay over here.
You know,
I
or-
can
Yeah.
feel this one. Regional sales areas, as I've learned many times, being on the wrong end of lesson giving,
Yeah.
in the form of beatings. Regional sales are enforced strictly by an unseen underworld hand of a crime organization
Oh my
that
gosh.
doesn't feature heavily in the on-screen activities
That
you
should-
see in the film.
that should be in the
Wait,
game.
wait, let's get into this.
Yeah.
Is it those ninjas that those people or
The ninjas in-
I've given you the wrong impression. If I say another word about this,
sorry, Beedle.
I'm going to be killed.
Okay.
He's still smiling.
We can
Yeah,
edit
oh,
this
yeah.
part out.
He's still smiling about
Okay,
it.
I'll tell you when we're offline. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a word.
Yeah. So okay, here's what I think has happened. Beedle. Merchant started
Hello.
off doing things his way, the traditional way of merchanting, I guess, right?
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way, the true way, right?
Yeah.
And
The
then-
good old days.
Got
Yeah.
a shop. I got a shop on a boat.
Yeah, and then you came in, Beedle, and did something much different. That might be where the little tension's coming from, possibly.
But there's a lot of traveling merchants nowadays. I
Yeah.
think you might have been the first Beedle, but now I feel like I see a lot of people on the roads of Hyrule.
Yeah, with horses and
Yeah.
bags
Yeah.
of stuff like mushrooms and whatever.
Got a little resentment towards them.
Here's
Do
an
you?
idea.
Okay.
A little.
Here's an idea. Since you don't have a horse and you don't have a home,
Right? Both
right?
true.
And merchant, since you're more like a cave guy, stay in your cave guy.
Love my cave.
Is it possible you guys could work together? He could sell some of your goods, so you have a storefront, and you could sell through Beedle, at a slight markup for the convenience since he's traveling.
We're all about
I
solutions here.
have made a clear point that I sell 3 items.
Yeah, but he could sell those 3
I
items
could
for
sell
you.
them.
A shield with
Your
a cross
dad
on
had
it.
a
Yes.
problem moving that candle his whole life.
Yeah, you've had it for a
It's
long
only
time.
a blue candle. I understand that lights up one room at a time. Fair. I
Are
don't
there-
want to go into business with someone who sells lizards
But hear me out about the lizards. What if?
and
What
Molduga
if
guts.
we took that blue candle, right? Found a little wok type thing somewhere outside, threw a little lizard tail in
Spicy
there,
peppers.
and then that candle, instead of lighting one room, lights an entire forest on fire. What do you think?
That sounds like a beautiful metaphor.
Yeah, well, I meant it literally, but
Oh,
sure.
no, I don't.
I thought you meant like a sales fire, like it'll
Right.
let
Oh
set-
yeah,
have a
these
lot of
prices
sales.
won't last because they're on fire. They'll be gone.
Beetle's really passionate about his line of work.
A little bit too passionate.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what they say: if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
It's true. How do you feel, Beetle, about that?
I think it's spot on. You know, I wake up, I clear the debris out of my hair.
The horse stuff.
I say good morning, Gladys, to Gladys. She's the main mare.
Okay, good.
Right.
Yep. And that's MARE, not MAYOR. It's not a civic position. She's literally a horse.
Right.
And scavenge for something. There's usually scraps around the campfire. If somebody happened to take out a little bokoblin cell overnight, they usually leave something speared over the fire.
Yeah.
A lot of good scavenging. Around the
apples
stables.
and the trees and stuff. Yeah.
Let me tell you about the birds and the bees.
All right.
And the apples and the trees. And the oh boy.
You got
I told
one
you
more.
the minstrel thing didn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I can see you still got
for
that
the
part
best.
of you. Yeah, right, possibly. So, Merchant, what do you like? What do you want to see happening? I guess, like, do you want more people to visit your cave? Like, what if you sell these 3 items? Then what? Like, do you retire? Like,
Oh boy.
Keep on selling them.
just keep on selling.
So you make another one, you sell another one.
I make another one, sell another one, get another shield with a cross on it, which is weird
Maybe bigger.
because we don't really.
Yeah, we don't-
There's no Christianity. I don't know what the cross means in Hyrule.
Right, but you're aware of it, which is
I'm very
which is
aware
curious.
of it. Yeah.
Maybe it's like the S in Superman doesn't really mean super. It's not.
Right.
It's not an S. Maybe it's like that. Maybe the cross just means something completely different.
Looks a lot like an S.
does.
Whatever it means, it's a wonderful shield. A bargain for 160.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
160 rupees.
Let's talk about inflation. How does that affect like what you? I mean, I know you sell just those 3 items, but
Been the same price
does
for
that
30
ever?
years.
I mean, I'm
No
sure the
overhead.
cost of like caves go up. I mean, it must be hard to keep
own-
the keys out and stuff.
I am an owner of my cave.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
My
nice.
shield, you use it once. You never need another shield. It doesn't break like weapons and armor nowadays.
I can't compete with that.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
my
that's-
shit
that's a
breaks
big
right
problem
away.
in-
I know. I was
Like-
curious about that too. I mean, Beedle for you, especially since you're such a free spirit. You're a freegan, I guess, if you will.
No, I won't allow that. I'm sorry. I'm not a freegan, but go ahead. Continue.
And I just worry about in terms of how you regulate prices. I mean, do you get kind of like a magazine in the ether that helps you figure out
Like a sky,
hey,
like a sky
a
wall
beetle
for
should cost
merchants?
this or a monster elixir should cost that.
Yeah, I think a lot of there's 2 factors that go into the market in Hyrule and the surrounding areas. One of it is just the market itself and what people are willing to pay for a
Yeah,
service. or
Calvin
that-
doesn't understand economics.
Well,
You gotta
no,
explain it
because
to
that
him.
leads me into the second thing, which is the Whisper Network of Fairies. And again, the cabal of fairies
Wow.
that control the markets, the media, who comes in and out of Hyrule as far as legal and illegal transfer and travel. No, this is a strong cabal of fairies, and I don't know if.
And are these related to that underground cabal that you had mentioned before that we can't talk about?
Oh, the you can't see, but I'm touching my nose right now, which is a universal symbol for organized crime.
Yeah.
Yes. They are concurrent, if not necessarily related to one another's operations.
I would like
Do
to
they have
see that.
names? Are there names for these organizations?
Yeah,
Beetle, you've already said too much.
I know. I might as well just resign myself to my fate. In for a penny, in for a pound.
We can conceal every time we say your name. We can garble it so people won't know
we're not
who it
going
is.
to.
What if-
No, I'll do it. I'll do it in the back.
What if I just tried to do the voice modulation thing on my own voice?
Yeah, can you? Let's give it a try.
I'm all right, here. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I came out on the side and I'm going to sell some stuff, man.
It sounds like Bobcat Goldthwait doing Kermit the Frog.
I don't get those 2 references.
I'm sorry, Merchant. Yeah.
Okay, I give up.
Yeah, we'll try it.
That's valiant effort, though. I really
We'll try it
appreciate
ourselves.
it.
Yeah.
Beedle, have you thought about trying acting?
Acting. Oh, well, when you don't have a home, all the world's a stage in a way. And I feel like that every day of my life is a performance and that no one really knows the true me. So I don't know if acting would be so much of a stretch or even anything I'd be interested in because every day of my life is a performance of a character that doesn't exist.
Hold on. So, what is the real you like then? I feel like we're getting at something here.
This is like the commercial version of Beetle. You're saying maybe like this is like, and he puts on the
yeah.
ads.
When you take off the pack,
Right?
when you're settled in and you're
sit
not
down
you're not in
next to Gladys.
salesman mode.
Right.
Who's the real Beetle?
I don't know him. I don't know that guy. I don't spend any time with that guy. No, that guy's Hi! Never mind. Do you guys like monster parts? I love monster parts.
He's got
they
some
go
walls
with
there.
everything.
He's got some walls put up. Maybe we'll get to him later.
gosh.
Yeah.
Beetle, do you ever sell to monsters?
sell 2 monsters.
2 monsters.
Oh gosh, that's
There's so many monsters. They need weapons, obviously. They need things.
Where are they getting the bats from? The bokoblin?
Bobokins?
Bobokins?
yeah. No, they forge those. They they have rudimentary skills. I said I guess they're not quite in the Iron Age, but they're in the Stone Age. I guess if I was gonna put a big demarcator on their society.
Why not?
Well, I don't see any forging or smelting.
That's-
going
you're
on.
right,
I see
you're
them,
right.
I see them. I have a lot of time to myself alone to watch people from a distance. So sometimes I'll watch these creatures, and they'll a lightning will strike a tree, right, and one of these branches will fall off. One of these big purple schmucks will walk up to it, and he'll say, "Hey, looks like I could bludgeon." A beetle with this if I wanted to. Luckily, there's no beetles around watching me from a couple hundred yards away.
Yeah.
So they're not without any intelligence. It's just they're not going to take that bat and then say forge it into anything more complex than a crude point with
Sure.
which to stab you.
So you can't buy and sell from them, is what you're saying.
Oh
be
God, I
dangerous.
forgot what I was even talking.
Yeah, that's my original question. Merchant, do you sell? Do you
Do you
buy
think
or
they
sell?
have money? To be fair, I mean,
They do have money. I've gotten money from them before.
I've gotten
really?
money. I've
Well, that's
gotten
a whole-
jewels. They have topazes sometimes.
That's a
diamonds.
whole market I haven't.
I haven't got to that
tapped
part of
into.
the game.
I'm
yet.
terrified.
The
of
only
it.
thing I've sold to a monster is a piece of meat to a moblin,
Okay.
and he let me pass.
What kind of meat was this?
Grumble, grumble.
It was on a bone. It was very cartoonish looking.
Yeah.
It was a bone with a big chunk of meat on it,
Yeah.
and he said something like
Delicious.
"grumble, grumble." I
Yeah.
believe you said.
Right.
Like something you'd get in the Flintstones or something.
Yes.
Like one of those kind of things.
Now,
Yes.
were you the one who gave Link his first warning? Like, it's dangerous to go alone? Take this? Oh, here we go. Now we're going to get to it.
Tired of answering this question.
Yeah.
That's Warren. He's an old man. He lives in a cave.
Warren.
You guys bear a striking resemblance.
Yeah. Same robe. Is it like
He hangs out in dungeons.
Yeah, he's in dungeons
There's,
sometimes.
there's also an old lady that he talks to. They pass notes back and forth, and you
Yeah.
get potions or something. I don't know. That's too. I don't do that.
Yeah. No,
Right.
you just.
I just sell my shield,
Right.
Right.
my key,
Right.
Classic.
Yep.
and
The blue.
my blue candle.
Candle. Yeah.
Please don't interrupt.
Sorry. No, I'm just so excited. It's like singing along to a song you like.
I love my wares.
Have you ever wondered what these keys open? Like, have you ever tried them out in the real world?
Hey, how do you
Never.
know? Right. It just has a random key.
Never. So you just assume that these keys work all the
The
time.
young lady comes in. I'm sorry.
Right.
Young man
It's
comes
okay.
in.
It's new to you.
It's very new. Still, I'm processing. And he just buys a lot of them,
Right.
and I get money.
So where do you get more of the keys from? Do you forge them yourself?
I forge them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so there's a fire in the cave.
It's not in the cave, but it's a complex system.
Can you describe that?
It's kind of boring for a podcast. I don't think.
Is it like a network of tunnels, like what ants would build or something? Is it like a lot? There's like
It's-
chambers in the back. Are there other?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then okay,
And do you use
you,
the blue
you forced
candle?
you forced it out of me.
I
I
mean-
sometimes get Gorons to make things for me.
Oh my gosh! And the other
I pay
shoe
them.
drops.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how.
I pay them.
Well, okay. What kind? Either green rupees or silver rupees? How are you paying them?
Depends what they give me.
Ah.
Depends on the quality of the work, the quantity of the work, and the quality of the work.
Well, he probably just works with blue and yellow rupees. He's from the old school. You know?
But even still, I want to make sure that these
Blue,
Gorons
yes.
are being paid fairly.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you mean by quality? I mean,
Well, it's got to be.
should you pay by man hours or Goron hours?
Sometimes they give me something, there's bits of rock in it. And what do? With that key's not going to work in the door. It's
Yeah.
just gonna get stuck because there's bits of rock because they're eating on the job because they eat rocks apparently.
Like I said, Calvin doesn't understand economics. Not everyone's
Yeah.
paid hourly. Some people are paid like per job. Like you put a
Yes.
bid. Like you say, I need. You put an estimate.
Yes.
And then you get paid by
Right.
the estimate. So he's not gonna pay an extra.
Some people are paid in leftover horse feed.
Yes.
And people might worry about your diet, but we can talk about that very soon.
It's very concerning.
Yeah.
The reason I don't work with this fella right here,
Me? He's talking about me.
if I give him wares, my shield, the other two.
No,
If
the
there's
ring.
The ring.
No,
No.
No,
Oh,
gosh.
key.
Key.
The
But
key.
I do also sell a ring which he won't take from me.
Nope, can't touch it.
It's
Won't touch it.
expensive.
And a candle, right?
Don't
If
trust
I
myself.
use him as a middleman, then my wares, by the time it gets to the consumer, they smell like horse poop.
Right. It's just fine.
Yeah,
I can't have that.
People don't want that. You know what? I think maybe you should change up your inventory because I don't think I've ever bought a key from your shop. I always, when I'm playing the game, you always find the keys in the dungeons a lot of times.
A lot of my items can be found elsewhere. in the
Yeah,
game.
I think you should maybe change up the inventory. Have you thought about that? Maybe seeing what else
I've thought about it.
is supply and demand. What else is needed?
I will
out
never
there?
sell Modula guts.
Why?
Like some people.
Why? Oh God, the margin of Modula guts is out of this world. Calvin, I know you're not that familiar with economics, but let me tell you about the concept of profit margins. Like, I can get a couple of pounds of Medulla guts for next to nothing.
Yeah.
They're just lying around festering.
Yeah.
And people like, I don't know, Link will buy some if I run into him. Other people, it's wonderful. It really is. I got
Wait, Link buys those?
Merchant, I gotta tell you, Link has really broadened his palate since the last time you spoke to him. He'll buy anything, that dumb schmuck. Oh, I find some rotting medulla guts somewhere. If I happen to walk it, I don't know, a couple of kilometers south, Link is in the middle of nowhere, needs an elixir to get made, needs my medulla guts for said elixir, and boom, that's right in my pocket rupees, baby boy. I'm telling you. It's good, honest cash.
Oh, what have I done with my life?
Yes,
You,
yeah.
oh,
I totally respect carrying your dad's legacy and selling his 3 items, but nowadays the competition, I think you got to maybe change the inventory and kind of broaden your shelves there a little.
I have an
bit.
idea.
I will look into it. I will look into
ooh,
it.
have an
idea.
Idea.
I've noticed there's no big box stores in all of Hyrule, right? No Walmarts, no Kmart's, no Kohl's.
Merch mart.
Right? Well, yeah, what about like a merch mart?
Oh, we had a
or
pergament when I was growing up.
You did have a pergament.
When I was growing up, we had a pergament, but now it's gone.
Was
They've
it
been
at-
gone a long time.
Where was that? Somewhere near the Hylian Field somewhere?
I know it was in the southwest Hylian Fields, not too
Hempstead
far from the
Turnpike.
Great Plateau.
Yeah. That's a perfect location. But that's what I'm talking about. There's no. I mean, if I wanted to buy a specific item, I have to go halfway across
Yeah.
Hyrule. I have to go to the Gorons. I mean, why can't I go to one place and get everything I need?
Well, you used to, but then the pergament
fairness-
closed.
Hyrule Castle used to have a marketplace,
Right
and
now,
like zombies took it over or something.
I was gonna say, I feel
don't
like
know.
in fairness, every 100 years, Ganon comes through and just destroys everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, I said it'd be hard to.
Can we
maintain
talk
them all.
about Ganon's rebranding, by the way?
Quite the calamity.
What's this
It is.
calamity bull?
Yeah.
yeah, Calamity Ganon. I mean, he's a Wild West Ganon.
I just
now?
take a Calamity Jane. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
it's I don't know. It's not it doesn't strike fear into
it's
the heart
not.
of Beedle.
It's not
Back
the,
in my day,
Sounds like
Ganon-
a mild thing. Go ahead.
Ganon
I'm
was a
sorry.
pig man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's a pig man.
He lived in a rock,
He did.
Yeah.
similar to me. I'm not saying that I'm similar to Ganon. I'm just stating a fact.
Right. Similar.
And that's all I got.
Well, now he's sort of like a dragon energy figure.
A calamitous dragon energy
yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm curious. So, what do you guys do in the off season, like when Link does defeat Ganon? Because there's always like X
Some
number of years
downtime.
apiece.
Yeah.
People still need stuff, You know, there isn't as much of a need of swords and stuff. Maybe you could speak to this, but people still want to make elixirs. People still want to, trade
People will always need shields, keys, and candles, no matter what time of year and no matter what
It's
what
it's like
era
we
of
say.
Ganon it is. People will always need those 3 items. Sometimes bombs,
Sometimes bombs,
even though they can just find those.
light demolition materials. Sure.
So occasionally, do you get like a supply of bombs in that you can?
Occasionally, but
Okay.
I don't really flip those for that much though.
You just get rid of them.
No, because people they can just buy those anywhere, or some bombs even grow as plants now.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just make them form out of a what Link had this thing. It was like a
Oh,
slate.
he showed me it was a slate. It was a
Yeah.
Oh
tablet.
yeah.
The Sheikahs.
Right. He's got like a Samsung Galaxy tablet now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Sheikah Galaxy.
Yeah. So now we had Gliok on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Oh,
The dragon.
Gliok.
Do you guys
How
know?
is
I was gonna say, do you guys know?
Yeah,
you
I
from
know.
this?
I know.
I'm
I know.
terrified of
Gliok.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beetle, you should go to the Gliok reunion. Apparently, there's thousands of Glioks in the Gliok dragon family.
Maybe
That
it's
sounds horrifying.
That's terrible.
And Merchant, they also live in caves, so you two have a lot in common.
I thought they live in dungeons.
No, well, apparently the Glick we talked to lives in a cave. Remember?
Oh boy.
But there's a difference between a dungeon and a cave. Is what he's
Yeah.
trying to say.
Is there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, Merchant, tell us the difference. Like, I mean, if you can put it in a
see, when
Caves-
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Caves, you carve out of the earth yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
You make your own. You have the sense of accomplishment.
that's a cave.
That's a cave.
Okay.
Dungeons.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ganon just put all these monsters in there. It's like, you live here now.
Yeah.
It's like your daddy Ganon bought this dungeon for you.
Right.
Oh,
And
it's
now,
one of those
now,
deals.
now Gliok lives here.
Okay.
with all of his minions.
That's why they're so run down because nobody's taking ownership.
yeah.
of it. Right.
The walls break open if you bomb them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gliok's not going to
yeah.
clean that.
It's all
Yeah.
non-union labor, I'm sure, too. That's why the walls just crumble at the slightest bombing.
Right. This is why I brought up unions earlier because I think it's important to maintain
Sure.
quality
too.
work
Yeah.
and professionalism and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Again, I would
Yes.
totally join union if I had any sort of marketable trade. If there was an organization that would want me to join them, and I guess I'm putting this out there to anyone listening. Teamsters, IATSE, if you want me to be a part of something for once in my life, I'd love to.
What about this? The underground ferry whisper network.
Yeah, what about him?
I don't see why you couldn't be like a spy for them,
Okay,
spreading information
right.
to your underworld bosses.
Kind of like a kept man.
a kept man,
Yeah.
And then maybe if Link comes along and he needs information,
Mhm.
you could slip in. You could be making money on both sides because you're the only one who travels as much as Link.
That's true.
All over
It's
Hyrule.
like I'll
Only the
see him and
stables.
we'll make eye contact. We'll go hi, and it'll be hilarious. And then
Like
later,
a double agent sort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a triple agent even.
Whoa.
So I mean, yeah, you could give, information to anybody. You could be an information broker, is what I'm saying.
Actually, what you could do is have you ever thought about buying from other merchants?
people don't tend to get that close to me. Not close enough to exchange goods or services. Certainly,
Well, the
I've
reason why
thought
I
about it.
asked-
I've often
The
fantasized.
horse smell. The
Yeah.
horse smell is
It's
probably.
the
I've been telling you that from day one, Beedle.
Yeah.
I fantasize about human contact. I do, and the
You having fun here? You having fun on the podcast?
right now, yeah.
Can
no,
I
this
just?
is
You want to
great.
shake hands?
No, yeah, I'd love to touch
let's
you.
shake
Yes,
hands.
may I?
There you go. They're shaking.
Oh man.
You're warmer than me.
Yeah. You have straw, like a lot of straw in your
Yeah,
hand.
it's a lot. I'm definitely filthy right now, so I appreciate you touching me.
you okay?
Did
My
I
heart is-
make you sick?
My heart is racing. No, it's just
No, from
Do you
the
know
happiness.
You
Okay.
know how Amelie they thought that the little girl had the heart condition.
Yes.
Yeah, love that film. Can empathize with that little girl in this moment right now. My heart is racing. You think I'm ill because I'm just thrilled by human contact.
Why don't you shake everybody's hand? Well, Brian, shake his hand.
Shake his
Let's
hand.
all just
All
shake
right.
Do a
hands.
high, do a
Ooh.
high
Shake
five,
hands.
Beedle.
Ooh. You feel different than him, but I can't describe how.
Merchant, do you want to shake his hand too?
Touch me. Come here, touch me.
Can't get the horse smell out of my head.
Oh, fair.
pretty strong.
Harsh but fair.
I noticed when he came in. It's
Gosh.
Don't mean to say no, but no.
Oh, God, dear diary, today I touched 3 different people, and they touched me without immediately recoiling in horror.
Have you ever touched or been touched?
I can now say, but no, regardless what you say, no.
Okay, I was going to ask you about
Go ahead.
because you guys seem like you're like bachelors. I'm wondering if you guys have any
That's
romantic.
some,
Earlier,
that's
you
some good helpful stuff. No matter what you say, no. Whatever you were going to bring up,
great improv.
Great improv.
So is this why
No,
you
you
and
don't,
this,
Oprah.
So this is why you and this woman didn't work out because of the no touching thing?
Oh no. This is the thing. Each time my life has fallen apart, when it comes back together in some sort of shit semblance of a life, it's a little bit worse off than the previous one. I wasn't always the horseshit smeared wastrel you see here before you now.
Oh no,
I
know.
owned my own business in the sky.
It's quite impressive.
Yes, no, I was very impressed. But
I
you
had a
said
family.
that there was a woman and then a
was.
family. So
Yeah.
were you touching this woman and family, or was that part of the problem?
I touched the woman, sure. In the end, when we were breaking up, she accused me of touching the family, which got her a lot of
Oh
sympathy.
boy,
It did. None of it was true. I'm just going to come out and say that. I think it's obvious from my demeanor and my aggressive chirpiness that I would never do anything like that.
This is why I stay in a cave.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Merchant, any relationships there? Any men or women in your life? That
I have 2 fires that stand next to me as I sell my
That's
free
good
wares.
warmth.
It's
Yeah.
very warm. I keep myself warm.
Those are your true loves right there.
Every once in a while, I'll talk to the old man.
Yeah.
There's nothing. There's no there's nothing there. It's
sparks?
just
Sure, it's-
he's a good friend.
Neighboring caves.
He has a gambling ring, which I just found
Yeah.
out about.
Yeah.
He calls them money making games.
Right.
And he's doing way better than I am right now.
If I know gambling, he's the one winning this money-making game.
That was very
I've
clever.
lost a lot of money in my
Very
life, too.
astute. Very astute. Yeah, let's.
We got to wrap it up soon, guys. Do you want to Any last words of wisdom or advice or anything you want to tell our fans and the listeners?
So what's in your future?
You gotta take the mic.
Well, I reached over.
Both
What's
here
in your
and in
future?
life.
Well, in my future, I think I'm just going to keep selling my 3 wares.
Which are
A shield,
Right.
with a cross on it,
Right.
a key,
I know the last one.
What is it?
Is it the flame? Is it the flame?
the blue candle.
The blue candle.
And sometimes a ring, which if you
still trying to. Yeah.
if you want to make more, highly in contact,
Right. Not gonna touch.
I'll
the
give
ring.
you a bargain, 240. It's usually 200,
Whoa.
usually
Oh,
250 rupees.
Does Beedle have that on him?
I knew you were
I'll
gonna
give it to you.
It was gonna take a remarkable offer. To
Sell
get me
some of
in.
your flies and your guts
My
empty
flies.
jars.
I love my
Just-
guts.
and your arrows. Just sell those.
All right, you
In
got
my
a deal.
day-
You got a deal. You got a deal. As long
All
as you
right.
let me do it on installments, I've got 40 of the rupee now,
Okay.
and I can give you 10 rupee a month for the next 20 months.
Also, the ring's going to turn you red.
Tomato, tomato.
Will you guys shake on it?
No,
So
it's going to
that
turn you
way-
blue. Oh, it's a blue ring. Oh, I'm
Yay!
so-
All
you got-
4 of us.
Yes,
Good
you got
job.
everybody.
That
That
You
was
got everybody.
sneaky.
That's
My
excellent.
hand smells like horse manure now.
Like strong horse manure now.
Oh, what am I going to tell my flames?
So, Beetle, what's in your future? Do you?
As far as my future, I am going to take my leave of you fine gentlemen, head back to the stables, check my bundle, make sure that nobody's stolen anything. If anyone has, find them, get it back by any means necessary. And, I'm going to take each day as a blessing. I'm going to take each sunrise as an invitation to do something new and wonderful. I'm going to try to find a lake that isn't freezing so I can get the smell of rotting horse shit off of me.
Good.
Yeah.
And outside of that, just, finding things and selling them for slightly less than I acquired them for.
Okay.
That's very beautiful. That's very beautiful.
Slightly
Making negative
more.
profits?
No, damn it. I missed my big summarizing statement. What I meant to say was I'm going to take a dip in the lake to get the rotting horse shit smell out of me.
Right.
Then I'm going to get items and sell them for slightly
more, I
Yes.
guess.
than I
Okay.
acquired them
If you
for.
see a Zora,
Right.
a female Zora in the lake when you're getting the horse shit smell off of you, send her my way.
Oh.
Nothing creepy like that.
You and
I
Bobby
just-
De Niro have something in common, right?
I don't know who that is.
You guys want to play a quick game with us before we?
Sure.
Hey, let's play.
I love money making games.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
quoting my friend.
This is a
There's no-
character making game.
Yeah, there's no money in this game.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
everybody's favorite game show on a podcast. Wed, Bed, Dead, everybody. Yeah. Wed, Bed, Dead. We're going to give you 3 video game characters. And if you don't know, we'll show you. We'll describe them to you as well. You're going to tell us who you want to wed,
Okay.
who you want to bed, and who you want dead. Okay? So it's a very, very exciting, amazing game we have. So the first one we have is from King of Fighters. We
Ooh,
have
good knockoff.
We have Vice. Who's familiar? Calvin, would you like to explain Vice to us?
So Vice is somewhat evil.
Okay.
But she's has a business suit on, so she's kind of classy. Not in that picture, but
Oh, not so classy in that pose.
Yeah.
usually a bit classier. She
there you
is
go.
one of the 8 heavenly kings.
Really?
Which means that she has.
Gender neutral kings.
Yes. King of Fighters, ironically enough, very gender neutral.
Progressive.
Yes, she is. So she works for one of the main bosses.
So
This is
she's
important.
got short hair. I want to explain to our fans too. She's got short brown, red hair. She's got a business suit, very low cut.
Yes.
Yes.
She's very into violence and mayhem.
So there you
Very,
go.
very, very into violence and mayhem.
So and why not, right? That's
And,
not-
and she loves body slamming people. So if you're into
Oh.
that,
Okay.
all right. This next one from Chrono Trigger.
Oh, I know.
Hugely
Yes.
popular
I
game.
hope
Great
it's who I'm
game.
thinking.
Who are you thinking?
No, show me first. I'm not going to play
Queen
my cards.
Zeal. We have Queen Zeal from Chrono.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this game, really. I know it's
So
very popular.
Queen
Really?
Zeal
God,
I'm one of the
is-
few who have never played it.
Oh,
So much fun.
well, you should play it. It's a
I
very
know,
fun game.
I know.
Super fun, and
Great
it's also
story.
like really cheap. I'm sure it's like $4 now.
I have a RetroPie.
I know. So then it's $0.
I've got a bokoblin gut pie.
So here, so she's
So she is a villainess. She is queen of this time period, ice time period, I guess is the best way of putting it. Wonderful magician.
that's-
She
I
is
like that.
terrible to her children.
I'm not sure I like that.
Something I've been accused of many times.
She
She's got
looks
a-
like one of the Dragon Ball
I was gonna
Zs.
say she's got like
Yes.
a orange and blue Dragon Ball Z costume. She's got a long robe, big spiky white hair. You know, so that's she does look kind of evil. So that's Queen Zeal.
Yes, she is quite evil.
So that's the second one. So we have Vice from King of Fighters, Queen Zeal, and I said this before on the podcast. My most scariest guy from Mike Tyson's Punch Out, Mr. Sandman.
Why is he scary?
He was just he was terrifying to me as a child. If you guys are big giant black man, great boxer.
Oh, is that why?
That's why. Back then I know what a black man was.
Okay, now
And
it's
the
clear.
layers begin to reveal.
Right, so I mean, look at him. Look at this guy.
The
Big-
thing about Mr.
I don't think
Sandman
he's
was
scary.
He would go from happy to sad so quick, though. It would be one frame to the next. He'd have a big, broad smile and then a big, deep frown.
Well, that's because he's in America. I get it. That's how I
So,
feel.
That's Mr. Sandman for us. If you guys don't, I mean, obviously, I'm sure most of our listeners know Mr. Sandman.
So anyway, he's a proud African American boxer. In case
Correct.
you guys aren't
sure
aware.
is.
Who's excellent at his job and in no way scary or intimidating.
Exactly.
Yes, I think he's a timid. I think because he was a great fighter.
He was
That's
good in his
why.
prime.
Were you also scared of Thurgood Marshall?
that uppercut that he had, man, that triple uppercut, very scary.
Thurgood Marshall's triple uppercut?
Mr. Sandman. So,
Chief
Merchant,
Justice.
do you want to go first? Who would you wed, bed, dead out of this cast of? So we have two women
Okay.
and a man. Usually it's quite the opposite.
Well,
would-
the woman is in a man's business suit almost, right?
Well, it's a sexy
it's a
suit.
pantsuit. It's not a
It's
pantsuit.
a sexy pantsuit.
It's a pantsuit.
I think King of Fighters has proved its progressive credentials at this point that the pantsuit itself is also gender neutral.
So
I would wed Mr. Sandman
really,
Good.
because I
Celebrate
need
yourself.
I need
You don't have to do it on my account.
no, it's on no one's account. I need some muscle in the store for people who owe me money for rings who haven't paid in full yet.
okay.
Oh, you can't like fireball to death?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's a
Just
good
to
one.
intimidate. If I fireball to death, then they're dead and they don't pay me. If I get some muscle to break their kneecaps or something.
Yeah.
Ooh, painful.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you wed them. He's there all. He's around all the time.
I would
That's a
I would
good-
wed with Mr. Sandman.
Interesting.
Bed. I mean Vice.
Yeah,
Just because look at her.
look at her.
Look at her.
Okay.
Why
You're not afraid of the
I
body slamming?
I could sell her so many blue candles. And then
And she
What-
likes red, so maybe she might like your red ring
yes.
too.
And then the other one, dead.
Queen Zeal.
Oh.
dead.
Queen, she's just dead. She looks mean.
Yeah.
I know I got too many meanies in my life. Ganon is just
Right, you don't need
and his
another one.
minions. I can't do this right now. The Yeagers are on my back. There's too many.
That's great choices.
Yes.
Good answers there. Beetle, you want to go
Thank you.
next? Wed, bed, dead, buddy.
Oh boy, well, I like excitement in my life, so I would wed Vice.
Oh,
I just feel like every day is going to be a new challenge with that one.
really?
And to speak to the physical attraction that I have for her, when you're married, you don't have that much. But the access is there, and you might catch a glimpse here and there in and out of the bathroom, I guess. So, yeah, I would wed Vice. I would kill the evil queen, and while I'm not interested in a romance with a man, I do have a kind of untangible urge to get really held down by a man and just ravaged. And I feel like that Mr. Sandman is A, bigger than me, B, has a bit of an exotic look to him and a nod to your racism,
Okay.
sir. And 3, Beedle is many things, but he's not exactly hung. So I think that, it would be exciting to just kind of have one of those, a real one, kind of just there, big, to touch and look at
Just
and see what's
experience.
going on with,
Yeah.
Kind of like driving a car that you can't afford.
Sure, just one time, right? Just test drive the Ferrari once. I
I
hear
can
it.
honestly, I've never heard that explanation ever.
Makes
Isn't
so
that like
much
a thing?
sense.
And
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. So
Not.
I am going to marry Queen Zeal. I think
Really?
she's. I
Brian,
don't-
do you know you have kids and she's
I-
terrible to them?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I think I'll tell her, hey, just leave this one alone. You can be mean to your own kids, because I don't want to take care of her kids either. So we'll each just do our own thing with our own kids for now. But she's magical. She's a queen. I like
Yes.
that stuff. I like,
She's a queen, girl.
I'm all about magic. I think it'd be kind of cool to have someone with magic around. I did bed Bald Bull once on our podcast.
Did you?
I did. So I'm gonna have to dead Mr. Sandman here.
Okay.
First of all, I've knocked that fool out so many times back in the day. Okay.
This is
Why is
this
he a fool?
Getting,
Calvin, don't make this more. I'm gonna have to unfortunately dead. Even though he's one of my favorite characters, but I think he was very hard to beat back then. That's why I was scared of him. And I'm obviously going to have bedtime with Vice. I think I kind of like the look. Yeah, and you said she's a badass, so why not?
I like the pantsuit.
You like the pantsuit, Mark?
I love it.
I think I'm into it, because it wasn't much covering the top too. She was kind of like, yeah, I got a pantsuit, but not really.
Yeah, no, her bust was prominent in a pantsuit,
Yes.
which is not a feature of most pantsuits.
Actually,
Nice.
very strange fact. I know she's one of the biggest busts. I don't know why, but SNK always lists those things.
Really?
Actually, I do know
I
exactly
do know
why
exactly
SNK
why.
lists those
Yeah.
things.
So she has the biggest.
One of the largest.
Interesting.
Yes.
That before I knew that, I still chose her, so I think I'm more of a gentleman because of that.
Sure, why not?
Whatever helps you sleep at
There you
night.
go. So those are my amazing choices. So who wants to go next? Al?
I go next. All right.
Web it did.
These are all tough choices.
It is. Web
right?
it did. Web it did. Web it did. Who you gonna wed? Who you gonna?
I think I'm gonna wed Queen Zeal.
Again, a very odd
Right.
choice in my book.
That makes me king.
True.
Right. Boom.
It could make you the queen's consort, though, like
That's
Prince
fine.
Philip.
I can be Prince Alep, the queen, the consort. That's fine.
Yeah, he's okay with that. as
And
long
I'm
as he has
okay
that
with her
status.
being mean to the kids because they're not my kids, right?
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that.
Oh, very
I'm not trying to get
Cinderella
in
of you.
between her and her kids. That's
They're not gonna
the-
call
that's
you
their-
daddy.
They're not gonna,
You'll be like, please, it's Prince.
like,
Albert.
yeah,
In fairness, one's going to get banished and the other one's going to get sent into the future. So
Perfect, even better.
yeah. That's not my problem, right? What can I do about the future? Nothing,
No.
That's the spirit.
right? You want to send your son to the future? It's your son, okay? That's fine with me. I'll probably bed Vice,
Okay.
right? Because who's not into a sexy lady in a pantsuit, you know?
Half of America.
Hey-o.
Oh, I know. I told you we get political. What did I say about politics? We get very political.
Sorry, slightly over half of America. No, sorry, less.
Slightly
Sorry, I should
under.
say
less.
right.
And then, yeah,
She was
the
sexy.
dead.
You're gonna dead Mr. Sandman.
Yeah.
Huh?
Sorry,
We
Mr.
rarely
Sandman.
have the same choices, me and you. Very
Yeah.
rarely. So those are the same right
But
there.
these make sense.
Yeah, it does.
I'm disappointed in both of you.
No, this
I
is
just
gonna
want
be,
you both
this
to
is
know.
gonna be interesting. Keep it real, Calvin.
I am. Oh, I will definitely keep it real. I would dead Queen Zeal. Again, well, I would
my
dead Queen
wife?
Zeal, and if it's possible, I would like to take her kids and take care of them. and
Wow,
treat them
now
nice.
that's
Wow.
an interesting twist on Wed Bed Dead we haven't had yet. That's
I know.
very
Well, I don't like. I mean, I don't like people who are child abusers. You know, I don't mean to sound,
Yeah.
like a rogue.
Wow.
But
went on a limb there.
Wow, really progressive stance here.
I hate.
I mean,
child
I'm sorry. I don't mean to go there, but
Are you
know.
able to support these children?
Well, that's where I'm getting to. So I would kill her. I would wed Mr. Sandman because Mr. Sandman has a good enough record. I'm sure he has.
He's a prize fighter.
He's a prize fighter. I'm sure he has enough money.
Right.
I could take, nice Charlotte and Janice off of Queen Zeal's hands. Then the four of us can have a very nice progressive home.
Yeah, but he hasn't boxed in a long time.
But we can also be black in a room together, and that's what I really
How's
like
his
doing.
mental state from all that boxing?
Yeah, are you prepared to take care of his CTE?
Man, we had Glass Joe on once. And
You
he was
know,
a little messed up.
I would be. First of all, I would be, and actually, what I would do is we would be wed, and then I could start an organization. So we could have a charity going.
You could call it Black Does Crack sometimes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Definitely will not. But yeah, no, I think
mind.
we could do a lot of good together, and
That'd
he
be nice.
could teach me boxing, and the chances when he's not blacked out, and that'd be great. And then I would
How come you get to say
I
blacked
was
out
just
and
gonna
nobody
say-
calls you out on that
Yeah.
pun, huh?
I couldn't say that.
blacked out from the injuries. Also, that's our word, and we can say
Yeah.
we can say those injuries. That's our injuries, just like we can say sickle cell, but you can't.
Damn it.
And finally, so I would bed Vice, even though she's kind of a maniac. But pantsuit, pretty hot.
Pretty
I'm
hot.
surprised you
Yeah.
don't want to bang Mr. Sandman, a giant black dude.
No, I'm gonna
More
wed
for
him.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Besides, he's gonna have his way with Beedle.
Hopefully before you kill him. I don't know if I'm into that vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, don't worry. This will be pre-death.
Okay, good.
Great.
So, amazing choices.
Great
guys.
choices, everybody.
Something to
So-
look forward to.
Merchant, Beetle, thank you guys so much.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for
joining.
having me.
This has been amazing. We learned all about Hyrule. We learned about Link and just everything here. I think it's the Underground Society.
Yeah, if you're in Hyrule, just stop by the cave
Yeah.
or anywhere that has a horse.
Yeah, usually you can
Please.
find me hanging out by stables.
Say hi to Beetle.
Please stop by my cave.
Yeah, definitely. If you
And
need-
by-
especially if you need a blue candle,
A shield.
shield with
Shield
a
with
cross,
a cross on it.
or a key.
A key.
Just a random key.
Sometimes a
Or
ring.
occasionally a ring, or occasionally bombs.
Thank you. Yes.
sometimes.
You
Guys-
guys are better at advertising than anything I've ever paid for.
Yeah, this is what we do.
We reached hundreds of millions
We're
of people. So
professionals.
this is gonna be good
Professional.
for you. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Join us next week on Playable Characters Podcast. Send us a like and a tweet and a message and a rating and a review and all that good stuff.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Today's episode starred Billy Keenley and Anthony Miale. Check them out on SeriousLunch.com. That's SeriousLunch.com. You can also check out Anthony's editing skills at AnthonyMiale.com. That's Anthony, MIALE.com.